fisting aficionado Josh Hawley,
Yes.
who was something about counting on his hand when it's not made into an insurrectionist fisting.
Yeah.
His claw.
Yeah.
Sticking his foot in his mouth. People misuse handguns all the time. Shut up, shut up.
Shut up.
Like Homer Simpson, don't say anything.
Shut up.
People misuse handguns. Don't!
Stupid.
Josh Hawley also just kind of glossed over the fact he said that kid had a handgun with him, or thought he had a handgun with him. That means that kid illegally obtained that handgun.
Yes.
So let's talk about that, Josh Hawley. How do we solve that problem, since you just pointed out a problem?
Ay. Okay. Who is this one? Tom Tillis. Carlos, we determined earlier, I don't know which cartoon again we're in, but there's a huge varmint problem in the country.
Yeah.
Because we need AR-15s for prairie dogs, what is it? Raccoons and
Wives.
feral hogs.
But shooting varmints with an AR-15 makes them less likely you can use them for vittles.
Yeah. Right. There's no victuals, no supper.
No, they chock full of Remington 223, so
Everyone
ain't
knows
no
you
way
use a
we can cook
shotgun.
them up with vittles.
That's how you get your iron, is in the...
Yeah, that's a get your iron in there. It's got some Remington 223 shell casing in there and some lead.
Okay, Tom Tillis, whatever. Here we go.
So why do people need AR-15s?
So you're focused on that issue. I'm focused on a bipartisan
Yeah, but a lot of
agreement.
people, I mean, this is a weapon that's been used
Well,
in
why
so many
don't
deadly
you-
massacres.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
We're trying to produce a result.
Right.
If we thought we could get bipartisan support for it, we're going to enter it. But right now, we want to produce a result, and we're not going to be distracted from that.
What? I don't... It's
We're
all
not going
gobbledygook.
to try to produce results, so we're not going to vote on that.
It's all gobbledygook. It's performative
Yeah.
nonsense.
Excuses.
Most of the Republicans on guns. It just is. They will defend anything. A split is emerging among Republicans, big bag of rats, over how to best counter the January 6th committee's hearing. When you say counter, it means,
Lie.
right, a bunch of lies about the truth about what happened on January 6th. Yeah. Elise Stefanik, Jim Jordan, and Scott Perry, both of those involved in the insurrection.
Right.
So they would
Yeah.
be the criminals. Scheduled a conference call with conservative media outlets on what they call Democrats' primetime political witch hunt hearing and Nancy Pelosi's sham committee. I mean, they are going to try to create an alternate reality, right?
Well,
Fox
they already
News just
have.
won't air it and pretend it's not happening. And their anchors were not involved and are not in all these texts to Mark Meadows, right? About how bad this is, what's happening on January 6th.
Yeah, they're in their own video universe, right? I keep telling you, in 2014, I was in Cedar Rapids, Minnesota, Dairy Queen, Fox News right there at the counter. I went, this is the beginning of the end. I didn't think it would come this quickly. They have their own echo chamber. If they just pump it in, they're never going to see facts, and they don't care.
Yeah.
All they pump fear, pump fear. The only thing to sell is fear itself.
Yeah,
That's the
exactly.
Fox motto.
I love this new. Oh, by the way, thank you for everyone that complimented my shirt yesterday. The I am not buying your stupid book T-shirt.
Right.
Stephanie Miller Show. That goes for. Is this a Hope Hicks book or another book? I don't
God,
know.
her.
Trump confidant Hope Hicks, Maleficent. That one.
Yeah.
She would not indulge his decisions about having won the 2020 election. Trump responded bitterly. Hope doesn't believe in me. He said, no, I don't. She said, nobody's convinced me otherwise. Hicks would subsequently disappear from the White House in Trump's final 2 months.
Yeah, but you know what? Screw her. How come you couldn't
Right.
see that beforehand?
Right.
Why
Thank
are you
you.
all you enable, and go, guess what? I didn't feel good about it. I could have told you that. It was right there.
That's
How
why-
could you not see that?
That's
Turn
why
it
I'm
down,
not
but-
buying your stupid book, because it's... Carlos, what are you hoping for, expecting, thinking about tomorrow night, about the start of the January 6th hearings?
I'm hoping that we are uncovering facts and testimony and text messaging and emails that we have not previously heard. I'm hoping that hearing people and seeing them say these things will resonate with independent voters, because it's not
How
going to
about seeing
resonate with
Mitch
those.
McConnell and Kevin McCarthy and what they said on January 6th?
Yeah, replaying that.
Yeah.
Like they said it. Trump is directly responsible. So why are you backtracking on that?
Yeah.
So I'm hoping, yes, that it will influence those who are in the center right to go, yeah, man, we saw the footage before, but now hearing this and hearing them testify, this is nuts. We have to stop this.
And it's all, as I always say, one story. And it's this is why terrorism expert sounds alarm on GOP's growing white supremacy threat. Trump is now more powerful as a result of January 6th. This is why this is ongoing. A terrorism expert explained to a Senate hearing why the U.S. was more at risk from violent white supremacists than European nations. There are two big differences. First, we have volatile capabilities. He said those are the weapons you're talking about now, combined with volatile ideas and beliefs in the mainstream. It's not one or the other, but we have a combination of these two, which is why we're seeing many more of these events in the U.S. than we are in Britain. This is a very important combination that's really a deadly cocktail promising more violence going forward. The second big change we're now seeing, those who advocate for the Great Replacement receive political benefits and financial benefits. We were just saying how huge percentage of Trump voters believe in this white replacement theory. That the Buffalo shooter was motivated by. He just says, if we look at politicians, America and the mainstream, either directly or indirectly stressing the Great Replacement, are becoming more popular. Donald Trump is more powerful today as a result of January 6th than he would have been without January 6th. Media figures, you just showed a number of them. They are more popular today as a result of the Great Replacement. What we're seeing is incentives for more politicians, more media figures to follow in those paths. Those are the two big changes today, why we have to be so concerned about 2022 and especially 24 election season.
Yep. This has all been enabled by the people that refuse to impeach Trump, the people on the far left, and we know who they are, that won't engage in any of this debate because all they want to do is talk about censorship. They won't go on Tucker Carlson and talk about how the Fox News is not going to air the trial. They want to ignore that Trump is evil. They want to pretend that if somebody just brought up Medicare for all, that the right would all of a sudden let go of their evil ways and turn good. They're enabling this. Everybody on the planet who lives in this country, yes, the Democrats aren't perfect. Maybe they've been nefarious at times, but this is evil. This is the end of democracy. So focus on this right now.
Yep.
Stop this.
Yep.
It's so easy.
Mark in Portland, you're on with Carlos. Hey, Mark.
Hey, guys. If there's a liberal billionaire out there like Michael Bloomberg, for instance, who's passionate about gun control, I would make the suggestion to him that he should probably buy about 100 or 200 billboards in the South and the Midwest. And the message on each billboard would vary, but it would be something like this. The idea of the Republicans' idea of a common ground is a cemetery, and then just have a open grave with a coffin going down.
Yeah.
And then the other one would be the NRA's bottom line is 6 feet deep, and have a picture of another graveyard.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just blanket the South, and just it's that subtle, or it's not subtle, but it's that message that you can just resonate with people on highways and roads, and just trying to dig deep underneath their consciousness and say, look, there's serious problems wrong with what's going on, and we want to live in a peaceful society, but there are elements out there that are making money, and it's all profit driven.
Yeah.
And it's power driven. So,
Yep.
But
speaking of money driven, I'll get your take on the LA mayoral race and what that means. So this guy is a right wing billionaire who now just recently said, "Oh, okay, I'm a Democrat," but he's a right wing,
Kinda like Trump.
anti-choice billionaire. He spent $40 million of his own money. What if he really cares about homelessness? Like, I feel like it's about power for all of these people. Like, he could really have done something about homelessness with $40 million. I mean, we have a $98 billion surplus in California. Let's actually do something about homelessness. But I just feel like, because honestly, we knew there were going to be a runoff before the election yesterday. Oh, by the way, the LA County Registrar just told me my vote was received and counted. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, I dropped mine in the ballot box. I don't think Burbank gets to vote for mayor.
You don't?
No, Burbank doesn't get to vote for mayor. Burbank's its own city.
Well, what am I talking to you for?
I don't get to
I
vote
vote for Johnny Carson.
Yeah,
I don't.
Travis doesn't get to vote for LA mayor.
Oh, wow.
No.
Well, anyway, my point is just that we all want to do something about homelessness, but it does seem like this Rick, what's his name, Caruso. But again, he spent a lot of money to basically be tied with Karen Bass, and now there's going to be a runoff. But I just want to get your take on it because it is a problem, and like guns, seems like something that should be bipartisan. That we all want to do something about. All of us that live here.
Yeah, low-income housing, more money for social services, so that the people that take care of the homeless are well paid and well taken care of. These
the
tiny
right
home
wing
villages. I know Arnold Schwarzenegger donated $250,000 towards creating these villages.
That's what I meant. The right wing is just like arrest them, clean it up, with human refuse, get them off the streets. Like that's not the solution. There's got to be a multi-pronged solution.
There's a multi-pronged solution. I talked to a detective. It was in North Hollywood. He goes, a lot of the crime is coming from the people that are homeless. They refuse to go into shelters because they're addicted to drugs.
Yeah.
So they won't go into a place that has clean place. They don't want to be there. They want to be street, and they want to be free to take drugs and not follow rules. So there has to be the mental health approach, the drug approach,
Yeah.
counseling, places to stay.
Yeah.
So it's multi-pronged, and women population has to be separated from the male population because of attacks and assault, which has to be separated from the child population. So it's multifaceted. The more I go to these centers, the more I learn that like it's not just this sweep them up and give them a shower and everything will be just
Yeah,
good.
right. Yeah, and then they're
It's much
fine.
more complex.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Johnny in Florida. Hey, Johnny, you're on with Carlos.
Hey, Stephanie. Just like you don't want to get sucked in by Liz Cheney because she's on the January 6th committee, and that's just one issue. Matthew McConaughey was going to run for governor as a Republican. Just wanted you to know that. And Carlos, been watching Reno on Roku, but it seems like you're not getting a lot of speaking roles. What's going on there?
Yeah, my sort of role on the show became a little bit not as substantial, but I'm just happy to be a part. The new stuff on season 8, I got a little bit more, and who knows what will happen in our next iteration. But you are right. I'm not as prevalent as I used to be, but I'm happy to be on board.
All right. Well, I'm ready to protest over that. I'm ready to march over everything.
Hey, man.
I only have
it is
today.
what it is. I got my Stephanie Miller show.
Right? Exactly. Carlos, I was saying, I feel like this whole gun argument was summed up by, who is it? Some Republican in Texas literally is trying to enact a law to ban children from going to drag shows. He thinks that's the biggest threat to children in Texas.
Yeah.
This one, Pizza Hut is facing calls for a boycott on social media after it pointed out that a recent recommendation from their famous book club for children is about a kid who becomes a drag queen. One conservative said, Pizza Hut has gone full woke, now we must make them full broke. I mean,
Because they're encouraging kids to read?
what they think is a threat to children and what is actually a threat to children, I think should be one of the big issues in this midterm, don't you?
Yes. This is a censorship, which surprisingly the far left never jumps on that. They just want to jump on YouTube for banning hate speech or Twitter for banning hate speech. But book burnings, book bannings, the far left wants nothing to do with it because it doesn't fit their agenda. So yeah, it's ridiculous. The grooming has already taken place with religion, with Fox News. That's where the grooming is.
The main grooming problem is kids being groomed to be white supremacists,
Right,
lunatics,
kids reading
psychopath, mass murderers.
Right.
Kids wanting to dress up in girls' clothes, kids wanting to read about drag queens, that's just evolution. That's just where we are. They've always wanted to read about that stuff.
Oh, and
we tried to anti-groom it, like, oh, religion will keep all of this away. That Elvis Presley shaking his hips. It's in reeks of that. Look at him shaking those hips, doing what the black people do on stage. It's evil. It's always been there.
Won't someone please think of the Children Award of the day goes to a Maryland school board candidate who claims she checked out all of the books from an LGBT Pride Month supply at a local library in order to make it a safe space for children. She said, this has...
somebody please think of the children!
This has nothing to do with the gay community. It has to do with the preservation of innocence. So she figured she can protect children by checking out every LGBT book there.
Hope she enjoys reading them.